Welcome to our 2011 look at the Northern Illinois Men's Soccer Signing Day. I'm here with the head coach of the Huskies, Eric Luzzi, and Eric, it's quite a class, to say the very least.
Yeah, we're excited, Russ. I know that our class last year, in some of the online productions, was rated a top 40 class in the country. I think in reality, our class ended up being a top 20 class. We saw what our freshmen were able to do, and I think this year's class is also going to be a top 30 class probably. So we're very excited.
And when you talk about how important this day is and how much of an impact these players can have, not just down the road, but immediately, last year's class was really a prime example.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there were games where we had 3 or 4, maybe even 5 freshmen starting, I think, a couple of times. And I think that this class will follow in their footsteps, and I think there's certainly a few guys that will come in and challenge for starting spots right away.
Before we get into the class as individuals, what does this class as a whole kind of bring? You take all these kids together as your 2011 signing class. What are they as a whole? What do they bring?
Yeah, no, there was a couple things that we really wanted to make sure that all of these guys brought to the table, and we're very excited that they do. First and foremost, every guy that we have coming in is a winner. They've excelled with their club teams. They've excelled with their high school teams. They've won trophies. They've earned high accolades. They're used to being on winning teams, and they know what that requires. I think the second thing is we've had detailed conversation with all these guys about what our culture is and how demanding our culture is and how hard our players work. And all the guys we have coming in are really excited to be a part of that daily culture. So we're excited to work with them and help them improve over the next 4 years. I think the other thing that they bring is just from a personality and character standpoint, they're just great kids. You know, it's building a true team is very, very important to us, and it's hard to build a team if you don't have good people. So we're excited that all these guys are just great kids. And last, and this might be the most important, is all of these guys really want to be at NIU. They really want to be a part of where our program's at, where the program's going, and they're just excited to be coming to us as we are to be getting them.
There are some guys from Illinois that are certainly in that category. The first one that comes to mind was the State Player of the Year by the Chicago Sun-Times, Paul Hogan.
Yeah, we're excited about Paul. Paul took kind of a different path in his recruiting process. We didn't know a ton about him really until November. He had applied to NIU before we had even talked to him. He wanted to be here. We went and watched him play in the state all-star game, and then he came to our prospect camp in December. And the more we watched him play, we knew that he was a guy that we needed to get here.
And there are a couple other Illinois guys on the roster as well. Talk about those.
Yeah, Jabari Danzy is a kid who plays with Chicago Fire Academy. He actually had gotten hurt over the fall, so he's recovering from an ACL, a knee injury, but super physical, fast, athletic, powerful. Kind of reminds me of like a Juan Hoyos who just graduated. So Jabari's going to come in and kind of fill that role, and physically he's just going to be a handful.
And then the other guy is a goalkeeper, Hugo Gonzalez.
Yeah, we lost one of our goalkeepers after the season, so we didn't think we were going to need a goalkeeper, and we ended up needing one, again, kind of late. Hugo is a kid that I coached in ODP for a few years, so I knew him pretty well. Plays for the Chicago Sockers, again, a U.S. Academy club, and he's a great kid, and he's going to add to our already strong goalkeeper core very well.
Those are the Illinois kids. How important is it to bring in kids from this state and to really recruit the best players out of Illinois?
I think in general it's crucial, and I think for this class in particular. Last year's class, we ended up with 3 international guys. We ended up with a couple other guys from other states, and so I wanted to make sure that in this class we got back to who we were and make sure that we solidified our reputation within the state of Illinois and the surrounding states, and I feel really good that we did that.
And speaking of the surrounding states, you got a couple of guys from the surrounding states. One from Wisconsin, that's Dusty Page. What does he bring?
Dusty's he's a winner, is what he brings. He's another guy, plays for an academy club, FC Milwaukee. Saw him a year ago. Saw him do some good physical things. We brought him to our prospect camp, and to be honest, he was the best player last year at our prospect camp. And he's made a wonderful impression, and he's going to be a guy that's also going to compete for things right away, I think.
And then the other player from Wisconsin, Sean Vroom, who wins the award for funnest name in the class for certain,
Yeah.
but he may win some other awards as well before his career's out.
Definitely. Sean's another one, to be honest. We only locked Sean down, I think, as of Monday. So he's kind of a late bloomer. He actually had a brother who played Division I soccer, and I remember watching his brother in high school and kind of thinking, not sure he's the right fit for us, not sure, and he ended up going to another Division I school, and by his senior year, he had improved so much that he was an all-regional player, NCAA all-regional award winner, and I see the same sort of trajectory potential for Sean.
And then you've got another guy from Minnesota, the neighboring state, in Isaac.
Yeah, I can't tell you how excited we are about Isaac. I think we've been lucky, very lucky the last couple of years. We've had some very, very good players come in. We have a lot of very good players on our team right now. It's very possible that Isaac could be the best player that we ever brought in here. I know that over the last couple of months, we had to fight off some pretty big schools that were still competing for Isaac's signature on signing day. And credit to Isaac, he upheld his commitment to us, which he had made last spring, and he's going to come in here, and he's a program changer, to be honest. He's going to come in here and do big things.
Last but not least, Matt Frederick out of Virginia, way out on the East Coast, not the only recruit that's really not regional within this class. What made you go all the way out there to get him?
To be honest, he kind of came to us. I think we had seen him at Disney Showcase a year ago, started a little bit of a conversation with him, and then he also came to our elite camp over the summer, and he impressed us so much with his athleticism. And again, he's another guy that the real draw to Matt is his potential. He's a good player right now, but he's really only started to focus on soccer and to get a high level of training just really in the last 18 months or so. So to see how much he's improved in the last 18 months, to see what his athletic tools are, the way he performed at our prospect camp, he's another guy that once he gets just a little bit of time in a Division I environment, he's got a massive, massive upside, and we're excited to bring him to the Midwest.
It sounds like this class, in combination with your last class that you brought in and the guys that are already here, this team's talent level seems to be continuing to grow year by year.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're very, very lucky that we are putting ourselves on par with some of the best teams in the country, I think, from a talent standpoint. So now it's obviously our job to mold these guys into a team, because there's a difference between having a collection of really talented players and having a team. So that'll be our job as coaches, to make sure that we mold the group into a team. But it's hard to win anything of real value if you don't have talent. And I would say this group will have next season, we'll have the most talent of any NIU team, certainly since I've been here.
All right, and that's been quite a while. This will be 7 seasons, I think, now with the program. Is that right? Six seasons with the program. So that is definitely saying something.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, well, Coach Luzzi, thanks so much for joining.
Awesome. Thanks, Russell. Appreciate it.
That was our 2011 look at NIU men's soccer signing day. Be sure to stick here with NIUHuskies.com and Husky All Access for all your news and information on Northern Illinois athletics.